What's going on, everybody? My name is CD, and today we're going to be going over my competitive SnD class setups. So currently what I've been playing is a lot of 2v2 game battles matches. Been having a blast. Modern Warfare is actually a ton of fun in competitive SnD matches. So we do only have 5 custom created class slots in private matches and in public matches for some reason. So obviously you can only have 5, but in Modern Warfare you can change your class mid-game, so that's an option for creating very similar classes that you can just switch to in the middle of the game. So the very first one, this is the one that I run probably 90% of the time. I usually do run the M4, I usually do run the AR, and the M4 in my opinion is the best AR in the game. I do want to say one thing before I jump into it. These class setups are just kind of to help you get to the level that everyone else is playing at. There can be a lot of little changes that you can make to these classes to make them better fit your playstyle, or maybe even improve them. Maybe these aren't the best they could be. But just because everyone else is using the M4 doesn't necessarily mean that you have to use it as well. If you, for some reason, like, let's say the Kilo a little bit more, I would just say go ahead and use that. There are a lot of guns that are, I would say, very close to as good as the M4, and you may not even notice it as much. But most people are going to stick to kind of the meta weapons, which is what these classes are right here, just so there's not that little fraction of a second loss that would lose you a round or lose you a game. Now with that said, here we have the very first class. So we have the M4, we'll go into the attachments here. So I have the compensator here for the muzzle. I have the Corvus Custom Marksman for the barrel. Now there is a little bit of controversy on whether you should be using this one or the stock M16 Grenadier. And I've actually heard that the stock M16 Grenadier actually does get you like 1 or 2 frames faster ADS, which is, we're talking about like minuscule. I don't think, I mean, if you really think that that's going to help you out, go for it. But for whatever reason, for me, I think that the Corvus Custom Marksman makes it feel a little bit better. I don't know why. It could be placebo effect, could be personal preference, whatever, but this is the one I run with. Next up, we have the GI Mini Reflex. If you guys watch any of my Road to Damascus, my favorite sight by far, and I would say the best one. Then I have the rubberized grip tape here for the recoil control. And then finally the Commando foregrip, which just helps with your recoil stabilization a little bit more. As you can see, we do have the platinum camo on there, which is kind of fun. Can't wait to get Damascus to be able to run around with that in the competitive matches. We have the combat knife as the secondary, platinum as well. And then for perks here, I have EOD, Ghost, Battle Hardened. Now, depending on what you're playing, if you're playing GB rules, if you're playing CDL rules, I'm sure there's other rule sets out there. Make sure that you're following those rule sets. So some perks are banned when sometimes they're not, so make sure you take a look at those for whatever you're playing. For me, we play GB variant, so these are the ones that work for me for this class. And yes, I do have Ghost as a second perk, even though UAVs are banned, just because I think the only other one I could use is Point Man, and I am not the bomb planners on the AR. So I just want to not use Point Man, and Ghost is the only other one that really works. And then for my lethal and tactical, these are really up to you. I have a frag and a stun, and depending on the kind of the strat that we're using, I might switch this in the middle of the game to a smoke, because I still want to use the EOD class, but that's really it. So the next one here is a very similar class. It's another M4, but it's a little bit of a faster M4 class. So as you can see, we do have double time Ghost Battle Hardened. Sometimes I'll switch Battle Hardened to Tune Up to help me get my dead silence a little bit quicker. So that's probably, I would say, the second best third perk. Either Tune Up or Battle Hardened. People can argue which one is better. They're both great for different scenarios. Let's go to the attachments on this fast M4. So we have the compensator, same thing. Corvus Custom Marksman again. We have no sight on there, no optic. We have the no stock, which just makes it a little bit quicker ADS and movement. And then we have the stippled grip tape instead of the rubberized to get a little bit more of that speed. And then also Commando foregrip as the final attachment there. So this one, not my favorite. Still trying to get used to it with the no GI Mini Reflex, but it definitely is a little bit of a quicker class. So nothing else different about that class. Moving on to the third class, this is the sniping class, which I want to preface, I am not the best sniper in Modern Warfare. I have not gotten to them yet in the Road to Damascus. Hopefully going through them, trying to get them gold will make me a little bit better, make me a little bit more comfortable to use them in a GB match. I'll show you the attachments that I have on here, though. We have the 32-inch factory barrel, the variable zoom scope, Singard Arms Assassin stock, focus perk, and then the stippled grip tape. So basically a lot of ADS speed attachments on there, and then as well as focus. For the Deagle, the secondary, we have the muzzle brake, forge tack enforcer, barrel. We have the first laser, the one that can't be seen by enemies. We have the stippled grip tape for the speed, and then the lightweight trigger, so you can shoot it just a little bit faster, get that second shot to get the kill. And then nothing really different here. I do have tune up as the third perk on this one, but I mean, you could also run battle hardened. I don't think that's that big of a deal. And then a frag grenade and a stun grenade. Now we get into the SMGs, which I do run kind of on that off chance if I really need to do some close quarter fights. So these two classes, very, very similar, just a difference of perks. So this first one, EOD and tune-up, and I will show you the attachments here on the M5. So we have the monolithic suppressor, then the F-TAC collapsible stock, stippled grip tape, the 10mm auto 30 round mags, and then the Merc foregrip. Everything else pretty similar. So we have EOD ghost tune-up, frag, and then I do have a smoke on here, but again, you could change this up mid-game if you wanted to some kind of stun or whatever you think you're going to be running. And honestly, I guess I don't need to have two classes here because the second MP5 class, the attachments are the same. This is just a quick double time battle hardened class. So if I'm rushing some sort of alley or rushing some sort of defense or offense, I would just go down to this class. So I don't have to switch a few perks and a lethal tactical in the middle of the game. So that's kind of a quicker rush class. Other than that, you can see the kill streaks I have equipped. There's a ton of kill streaks that are banned. So these are really the only viable ones. And then dead silence is a must have in Modern Warfare as it's not a perk, obviously. Other than that, there's not really much to talk about. Those are my competitive SnD classes. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys have any questions, put them in the comments down below. Things can change. The meta probably will change. If you guys have enjoyed the video, please click that like button down below. So if you guys have not already, we'll see you guys later.